Oh,
I
snap.
can't hear you, Brian. There we go. I was sitting there just like, yo, what is going on? I can't hear you. Were you doing that the entire time? Oh my gosh.
What's up, folks? It's my first time doing a stream here. Didn't know how to hit
Oh
the
my
unmute
god.
on the mic button. Holy shit. What's up, Grindberg? How we doing, folks? Wow, that's
Oh
great.
my
We got it rocking and
god.
rolling, man. How we doing?
I'm going back to my laptop. You made me think my thing was broken. That's your fault.
Yep. All right, folks. Yeah, it's maybe the eggnog's flowing a little harder than it should. Who knows? But yeah, here we go. Let's get it started with some fantasy talk. We've got waiver wires to talk about. We've got start sit decisions to make. Finally, a little back. Hey, we're trying to put the highlight on the background music there, Mike. We're trying to get that figured out. Yeah, just plugged in the microphone. Didn't even realize the mute just kicked on. So, folks, as we kick off the unprofessional rust here a little bit, Brennan's joining in. We're getting it rocking and rolling. We're here to answer all that fun stuff. I'm still getting some sort of ticking from you, though, Brennan. Good thing it's just Mike in here listening. It's not, Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, look at this. All the rust here from Week 17. Mike, how'd you fare? You going to any playoff games? Got any championships going? I know we said we got a little hockey action up there in Canada. I'm sure the season's just getting started off. Who knows? Who knows? But football is what we're here to talk about. So let me open it up a little bit as Brennan's trying to get this figured out here with this sound. The first game we're going to have is, of course, the Chiefs game. It's 14-1 Chiefs, 10-5 Steelers. I'm still getting clicking from you, man. I can't hear you and I got clicking. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Smack, 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 smack. Yeah, 14-1 Chiefs, 10-5 Steelers, 44-point over under. Hey, the lines moved just a little bit. What's that mean? We got George Pickens, baby. George Pickens is back from his 3-week absence. I know this guy's going to be getting a little giddy. Yeah, he's coming back on his phone. Give us just 45 seconds for him, but you get all me. Patrick Mahomes, I'm not starting him. Like, do you really want to start Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson this week in your championship matchup? Do you even have Patrick Mahomes if you're in a championship team? Probably not. He fared pretty well last week, but that's not the direction I'm going to be going, is Patrick Mahomes this week. I know Brennan's not going Patrick Mahomes this week.
I'm actually facing him in a championship game, so
Really? Look at
yeah, so really interesting.
All right. Mike's helping us out a little bit, getting this chat rolling. Hell yeah, we got signed. Nope, no championship games for Mike. What happened, man? Too busy helping the world solve their fantasy problems. Couldn't sneak in one himself.
All right, Brian, I want to tell you something here. My buddy texted me like right before we got on. He said, "Hey, I made the championship game. He offered me a split in profit, 50-50 for the thing. It's $500 buy-in for the league, so it's expensive. I think the split of the pot is like 4K, so it's 2K each. But let me tell you his team, because I said, well, let me see the screenshot of the team. Like, let's actually see if it's worth doing this. Like, because like screw that, I'm all for like win it, take it or go home. Okay, so I'm gonna read you the guy he's facing team. It's pretty good. It's Jaden Daniels, Jahmyr Gibbs, Brian Robinson, Cooper Kupp, Amon-Ra, Barkley in the flex, Christian Watson as his flex, and Travis Kelce. I was like, that's a really good team. Let me tell you my buddy's team that scraped through. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, good quarterback.
Yeah.
Rashad White, Amir Abdullah, Wan'Dale Robinson, Keenan Allen, Cade Otton, TJ Hawkinson, and Alvin Kamara. I said, take that offer and run to the hills, brother.
I don't know that stack team. He's got some disappointing pieces on there between like Kupp, Kelce. I don't remember who that one of those first ones were, but yeah, I'd 100% take the split pot.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never had that actually happen to me. I've never had anybody offer it to me.
I've had it offered me once before, but I told him no.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at choking, so I think everybody knows that who plays me typically. Call me Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning fantasy football. This guy. Albert's in the chat. How we doing? How we doing? Happy Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas. I knew they do it elsewhere. That just didn't sound right though.
Did you say Happy Christmas?
Yeah, it came out. I was watching Harry Potter earlier. It just slipped out.
That's your excuse? Is you're watching Harry Potter, so you say Happy
They
Christmas?
said Happy Christmas in over there in the England. In
Okay.
HB. They
All
look.
right. All right. I'm not going to say anything.
Damn straight you're not. It's Christmas Eve. You
Yeah,
mind your manners over there.
yeah, that's right.
So I guess looking at here at this first game, the Chiefs Steelers. Where's the Okay, I mean I know George Pickens. You're 6 to midnight over there, so that one's confident. But do we have full confidence anywhere else,
On the Steelers side,
or just in this game at all?
um, Worthy as a flex play. I think he's a top 36 wide receiver. I think he's been getting the ball. I think Hollywood Brown coming in helps him. It doesn't rely on him allows him to get one-on-one. So that's where I'm at with him. So I definitely like Worthy.
Yeah, he's been top 12, top 16 your first 2 rounds of the playoffs. What about Hollywood Brown? Limited snaps last week, 27 snaps, but he had 8 targets on the 27% snap share. Like,
I don't have the balls to start him. I don't have the balls to do it. So no.
What if it's some of these like injured players? Like, I'm trying to think of some. Ken Walker, if he doesn't play and you don't have Charbonnet, would you pivot to Hollywood Brown?
No, I don't know if I would. Like, I think a better use would be like Devonta Smith if Kenny Pickett's playing, or Hollywood Brown.
Yeah. Okay. James Conner, with him being uncertain, would you flex to Hollywood Brown?
Oh, I don't want to have my Christmas ruined like that, so I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because like I'm facing in my 2 championship games that I have, I'm facing Mahomes and Lamar, so it's like now I'm just eager to go bet the overs and all their things just in case they do have a good game. I'm just like, at least I made some money.
100%. I usually do a DFS lineup with my my opponents
Yeah.
lineup just to make sure
Makes me feel good.
Absolutely. Cam popping in the chat. What's good? How's it going, man? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas
Merry
Eve.
Christmas to everybody. Happy Christmas, as Brian would say.
Well, look, it's we got our overseas crew popping in from time to time. We got to make sure we're spreading love that way. All in one show. What's happening? Merry Christmas Eve. Full PPR. We need one flex here. London, Connor, or Jennings.
London plays the Commanders, which is a good matchup. James Conner's questionable.
And Jennings has been a
he plays
disappointment.
Buffalo. Yeah, he plays Buffalo.
No, they play the Lions on Monday night.
The Lions, sorry. Oh yeah. Ooh, that just smells like ass to belt. I want to say London. Like if Connor's healthy though, I'll say Connor.
Yeah, that's the tough part of that situation. James Conner plays at on Saturday, whereas you've got the Falcons plays Sunday night. So you have to make the Connor, which would be nice. If Connor's going to play first. So if Connor's going to play, I think you put him out there first. If not, I think my pivot's going to be London if he's playing.
Yeah.
Which injury doesn't seem to be serious as the report I'm getting, so London should be out there. So yeah, I'd go in there with the intention of playing Connor, find out more information. I think I'm going to London.
Because once Connor left, their offense was just awful.
It was. Absolutely. And speaking of awful, let's talk about Juwan Jennings, a guy that I was all giddy about a month ago. It's been pretty shit. Wide receiver 54, 67, 5. 51, 48. 4 of the last 5 weeks, he has not been getting it done for you.
No. That offense has just looked putrid.
Mm-hmm. So we're like Jennings, we're completely off Jennings here in championship.
Yeah, I didn't even think. It was between London and Connor for me. I didn't even think about Jennings, so.
For sure. Let's go to Cam here. Colts versus Chargers D this week. Dolphins. I like Dolphins. I think is my favorite of the 3.
Dolphins play the Browns, right?
Play the Browns. DTR is going to be playing.
Yeah, I would probably say the Dolphins, Colts, then Chargers. I actually think Drake May's having a pretty good game against the Chargers. I think it'll be a very competitive game. I'll still give it to the Chargers, but I think Drake May is a little. When watching him throw those passes against the Bills, I'm just like, he's legit.
Yeah. I like the Chargers defense. Better matchup than we've seen, but yeah, I think Dolphins would be my 1, Colts would be my 2, Chargers would be my 3.
Crazy, the Colts are startable.
Hey, The defense is weirdly good. They're great with turnovers. They're wild
Yeah.
with wacky plays. So I always have no problem putting them in there for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. We got you covered. Good luck this week. All in one is Kelsey Starboy. I'm so disappointed with him. Can pick up Schultz or Okonkwo. I love it.
Man.
I love it.
This is where you separate the men from the boys. I would start Okonkwo.
I think I would too.
I think I'd start Okonkwo on Chris. Kelsey's very safe of a floor of like 4 to 5 catches, 40, 50 yards. But like we just saw Mason Rudolph just dump to Okonkwo on checkdowns. He was a checkdown Charlie. It wasn't Tajay Spears or Tony Pollard. It was Okonkwo.
And the only athlete in this group at this point in their careers is Okonkwo. Kelsey is no longer an athlete. He's just a smart.
They're saving him for the
player.
playoffs.
Yeah. And then Schultz, he's in a great situation. He's finally the next man up. They had 3 receivers, so it took him a long time to get through that whole list to be the next man up, but he finally is.
I've already got Conk. Oh, he said something here.
It's been a grind from an 0-4 hole. That's pretty dope, man.
Yeah.
Nice turnaround. I've already grabbed a Okonkwo for Kraft on my waivers, and if he's grabbed, then Schultz for Kraft instead. I guess the only thing I'd be curious about, what's the status for Green Bay's other tight end? I thought they were bringing him up.
He played last night, but he only played in garbage time, basically. It was still Tucker Kraft all day long. It was Luke Musgrave who basically played, but he played like garbage time in the fourth quarter, and he didn't look that great.
Yeah, 12%
he looked like
of snaps.
Yeah.
Man. I think I'd play Kraft with the floor. Kraft has that chance of giving you just a few points, but he's probably the best chance of getting a touchdown out of the group. But Okonkwo, I think he's going to get the most work out of everybody here.
Yeah.
God, could you? I got a few best ball teams. They're shot at this point, but I got a little bit of best ball Okonkwo exposure there. Of course, it's a dead team, so it doesn't matter now. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all day long, that first quarter looks only. Kraft saw nothing after the first quarter. Yeah, because the game was over after the first quarter. It was a 21-0 skunk at that point, and they didn't really need to play. So,
God, that game was atrocious.
Yeah, they should definitely need to pivot.
Do I start Mark Andrews or TJ Hawkinson? And then do I start BTJ, Jordan Addison, or DJ Moore?
Okay, we'll start with the tight end question and get to the wide receivers.
Yeah, the wide receiver question is not even a question for that guy.
Yeah, for me. Yeah. The Vikings play. Who do they play again right now?
Vikings play the Packers the afternoon game on Sunday,
and then the Ravens play the Texans on Christmas Day.
Yep.
I want to say Mark Andrews. Like, it's a coin flip for me, really, but I kind of like Mark Andrews this week.
I do too. It's nothing really against like Hawkinson, necessarily in that matchup. It's just Mark Andrews has been on a tear as far as like fantasy and touchdowns go. They just released Deontay Johnson, so he's no longer going to be soaking up all the targets and touchdowns that he was for the last month. But no, like Mark Andrews, it's been pretty impressive what he has. He's got 9 touchdowns on the last 10 weeks. It's pretty damn impressive for what he's doing. He scored 4 straight games, so I'm going to roll Andrews out there. He's gotten you this far, so I'm going to keep it going. Hawkinson, it's been streaky.
Yeah, he's been the third option for sure. I mean, he's definitely behind JJ and Jordan Addison at this point. So.
Yeah, 100%. He's at 5, 7, 5, 6, 9 targets, but within that you're getting catches. 2 catches, 27 yards, 3 catches, 28 yards. So
yeah,
nothing big and explosive.
Yeah. And then on the wide receiver question, Brian, who are you going to pick?
I'm picking Brian Thomas Jr., man.
That's the right answer. It is Brian Thomas Jr.
Jordan Addison might find himself a couple like bailout plays, some bigger ones this week, just with Jair Alexander trying to keep up with Jefferson, but just in this matchup, give me Brian Thomas Jr. He seems to be quarterback proof.
He's QB proof, yeah.
It's been great for him.
Ken would take him number 1 overall next year.
Oh my God,
behind George Pickens.
It's just gonna suck if we're in any best ball drafts together. I'm not gonna be getting them at all.
Nope. Reaching every time.
Cam Fair all in one. Picking up Raiders D and dropping. Oh, sorry. A little glitch there. Picking up Raiders D and dropping my beloved Broncos. Bengals are on a roll.
I don't want to start the Broncos D against the Bengals. That's just no, thank you.
Yeah, I don't think the Broncos' skill warrants that enough of a chance of them upsetting the amount of points that they can see from the Bengals.
Yeah.
So. Pivoting. Dolphins, Colts, I definitely like them. Raiders, I don't mind them either this week. It was harder for me. I had the chance to pick up the Raiders in a couple of leagues against the Saints, but I couldn't pull the trigger. I don't know why. It's not because they're going to be putting a lot of points. Do I drop Zach Charbonnet, DJ Moore, Jordan Addison for Brian Thomas Jr.? I'm dropping DJ Moore for.
I'm dropping DJ Moore for Brian Thomas Jr. and I'm starting him.
Yeah, because if you're not playing DJ Moore, there's no point in holding on to him. Zach Charbonnet still has a chance to take over as the lead back, and then Jordan Addison, he's still a good enough player you can pivot if you need for some, whatever reason. Say
I'm
Brian
still
Thomas
upset with Charbonnet. That wonderful report by who was it? Basically said he was honorary captain, and then basically got like no word.
Yep, killed a few parlays. I took that over.
Yeah, he did.
34.5 all-purpose yards. Oh, it's a great over-under for him, right?
Yep.
Nope. Raiders over Tampa. Bryce Young is looking good. Yeah, I do Raiders over Tampa. I'm actually playing Bryce Young in a couple Superflex leagues this week.
Who do the Raiders play this week?
Saints. Ritter.
Oh.
Or no, Rattler. It's Ritter, or it could have been Ritter versus Rattler.
Yeah, it's still a Rattler. Rattler versus Farva.
Leader-Acola. Yeah, I definitely do Raiders. I mean, is there any chance in hell that the Saints can put up 20 points?
No. I mean, if Kamara comes back, maybe.
But at this point, if it's just looking like Kendre Miller back there, I don't know if there's any chance in hell they can do that. Yeah. That over-under for that game right now, we're looking at 37.5 points.
Oh, beautiful. My favorite. Anything under 30, anything under 40, so good.
It's only one of two games under 40.
Who's the other one?
Titans Jags 39.5.
Oh, dude, where's the color rush? Where's the color rush? Give it to me. I deserve it.
Colts are sitting at a mere 40.5. Dolphins Browns at 40. So we don't have a lot of pretty games this week. They're spread out pretty well, so it's not too bad.
Paul,
what's happening, man? What you got for us in the finals? First time since 2019. Urge Chig or Schultz?
Ooh,
I think we're going Chig.
I think Chig's the play, dude.
Hell yeah,
like,
man.
I think I'd rank it Chig, Schultz, then Ertz. I think that's how I have it for me.
I think so. I think so too. Ertz. I don't have him too much farther. I've got him as a top 14 play, but I've got him below both those two this week.
Yeah.
Cam. Got me reading here. All right. Starting Daniels, Barkley, Brown, Chase. I guess both Chase. JSN. Now dropping Crafro, Quanquo, if I can.
Okay. Pick two flex from Thielen, Brian Robinson, Pooper Cup, Zay Flowers, Downs, or Dobbins if he returns due to contract incentives on hitting numbers. Pick two. I like Thielen for sure. And Dobbins scares me a little bit. I don't know if he's going to have a full workload. Like, that's where I think Thielen's one for me. I just don't know about the other one. I kind of want to say Zay Flowers.
I was going to say Zay Flowers, I think, is the one in consideration for me. I think I'd go him. Oh, man. Cooper Kupp, 2 bad games in a row.
No, I can't do it. I can't. I'd be okay if Cooper Kupp has a good game on my championship week. It's like, he didn't get you there. He wasn't the reason why. So, like, you probably started in the past 2 games and he's made you dud and you just skate by. So, I can't do Cooper Kupp. I do like Brian Robinson's matchup against the Falcons.
They're decent against running backs. If you're okay benching Pooper Cup, which, I mean, you're calling him Pooper, so I imagine you are. If you're okay doing that, then I'm probably going Flowers and Thielen.
Yeah, I think Flowers, Thielen, and Dobbins is right behind him. But I think Thielen's my safest flex out of all of those.
I think so, too. Like I said, I like Bryce Young this week. I think there's a good chance he gets it. What about Downs? Does he get any consideration at all? They're playing the Giants. Should be a positive game for him.
I love Downs. I think Downs is their best wide receiver, but I think they're leaning towards the run game more than anything. And you can run on the Giants, so...
Yeah, I agree with that. Downs might come down with a touchdown, but I'd definitely rather rely on Thielen to score against Tampa.
Yeah.
And Anthony Richardson to complete a touchdown. Unfortunately. Conch Jackson sitting, the whole numbers thing. I guess Dobbins, would you trust him in, like, depending, like, in a vacuum? Would you play him this week?
They play the Patriots. I mean, their run game is so abysmal without him. Like, it's a night and day difference with him gone. So, like, I want to say yes, but I just don't know how much work. And they kind of guarantee, they're not guaranteed playoffs, but, like, they just need to win one of the games between them and the Raiders. So,
yeah. Right now, the Patriots are the 6th best matchup for fantasy running back. So it looks like it could be set up pretty well for Dobbins, but
yeah,
it's just do they get it pulled off? Marky coming in here. Wait, it lagged. Who do I drop for BTJ again?
I think you said DJ Moore.
Yeah, DJ Moore is who we're dropping. Marky. My bad there. You know, it's the Christmas stream. Santa's coming in here, messing up with the Wi-Fi signal. He does that.
Saying Happy Christmas instead of Merry Christmas, you know.
Well, because he drops off to England first. Of course he would be saying that. And then when he comes over here to America, he's going Merry. Why do we say Merry Christmas instead of Happy Christmas?
Well, I don't know.
Pretty sure I watched a Christmas movie recently where they talked about that. I just don't remember the punchline. Damn Christmas movies. 8-team work league, by the way. Yeah,
it doesn't matter. You get the brag to your workmates. You beat them. So
absolutely. Hey, I like eight-man leagues. Most of my leagues are 12-man, but I'm in a few 10 and a couple of 8. If you get the settings right, I think they're always good leagues.
Dude, I don't do good in 8-man leagues. I don't know why. I just feel like it's just like everyone has good teams. I'm just like, eh.
8-team leagues, I think so much luck comes into it. Yeah, because I have people that absolutely do not know what they're doing, and they'll beat the crap out of me just because shit falls the way it does. Yeah. But it makes it fun because I've got, like, a lot of my family doesn't like playing against me, so it gives them a fighting chance. Hoping my big 3 win it for me: Barkley, Henry, and Lamar Jackson. Dude, that's all year it's a winning recipe. You cannot go away from it now at this point. A lot of times it bites you in the ass, but write it.
I remember somebody I was in a league with had the 12th overall pick, and he took Barkley and Henry as his back, and I was just like, what an idiot. Like, that's such a reach. You could have taken, so many other players, but I'm the moron, so.
Right. Dumbass is taking Marvin Harrison in the first 12 picks. What were we thinking?
I was not on that train all season long. I was very hesitant with him, so.
I did take a few shots of him on best ball just to get the correlation.
Did too. I did have I had like okay amounts with him just because like you never know. But what are you doing with Marvin Harrison Jr. next year? Are you?
I'm drafting him because I imagine he's going to fall. I imagine I'm going to get a pretty decent discount on it. If I can get him as a wide receiver 30-ish.
That's what I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think in my head, my pre-rankings, like where do I have him slated? Like him or Josh Downs next year is where I think it's going to be.
I think most people would rather have Marv just because there's not a lot of promise around Anthony Richardson. But Kyler Murray's not looking too great either. Kyler still has his streakiness. He's got his.
His over/under on touchdowns was at 22, and he's at like 18 right now or 17.
That's wild.
Yeah.
22. Yeah, I would have bet the over that beginning of the season. Probably was going to be wrong. I don't know. Like, you taking Marvin Harrison Jr. next year or DK Metcalf?
Oh, the wide receiver 2 in Seattle or the wide receiver
2
in Arizona? Yeah. I still want to say DK, but I take that back. I believe in the second year wide receivers. I typically lean on the second year wide receiver.
Yeah, I do too. Drake London last year. It was great. Kick me in the dick. Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas. Absolutely, Paul. Go get yourself a championship. Come back.
Happy Christmas, Paul. Happy Christmas.
So, really? We're just going to run that throughout today, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to beat it like a dead horse.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Next game, we've got Ravens and Texans. This game, it should be a little better, I hope. 46.5 point over-under. Baltimore's 5.5 point favorite. Line's moved, actually. 1.5 towards Baltimore, which is... I mean, I imagine that's the Tank Dell situation, less weapons, or Deontay Johnson going there. Do you think Deontay Johnson going to the Texans is what moved it 1.5?
I just think it's kind of a gambling thing. Like, it's just like one of those, like,
people
the
jumping
Sharps
on.
just come in. Yeah, Sharps coming in last second and doing it, but I still like the Ravens a lot in this game.
For sure. In this, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we can start. We can start with the Texans side. Like Stroud had a pretty good game last week, but still not enough for me to start in championship game. I don't know how you feel about that either, but that's where I'm at.
No, I haven't really started him confidently outside of Superflex most of the season, so that's kind of where I sit with him.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Mixon, though, we talked about it last week. It was a hard start. Didn't really have the stones to say sit him, just because of the situation. But back-to-back weeks, running back 33, running back 32, 14 and 12 attempts, hasn't been over 60 yards. It's another tough matchup.
I'm still starting him, but like maybe as like a flex play. Like if you have Brian Robinson Jr. and then another running back, because you probably take him as your second RB. So I'm still going to start him. He's still like the focal point. They definitely want to run the ball. Like that, and so like I'll take the chance of him breaking off a run against the Ravens.
Both these run defenses are rough. Baltimore's 8th against the run, and I believe Texans are 5th. If he gets I think it's one of those situations. If he gets in the end zone, you're going to be happy. If not, you're probably going to be right around 8 to 10 points. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean. Are you but Joe Mixon kind of got you to the finals. I just feel like I have a hard time to pivot elsewhere. Like, what other options would you have? Like Tyrone Tracy, maybe like Amir Abdullah. Like, you're really having to like dig deep and like sit there and pivot towards those over Joe Mixon.
I mean, would you play those two over him?
No, not Amir Abdullah.
If Charbonnet gets the start, if Walker's
Charbonnet for sure, I would say
play
him. Yeah,
it's gonna be good. It'll be hard at this point in the season to find a combination to start over him, but yeah, I'd rather put him in the flex and feel more comfortable with two other running backs that I'll have there. Henry should feast playing against his former division rivals.
Yeah, death, taxes, and Derrick Henry going bananas against the Texans. It's like him and T.Y. Hilton. Just scar the Texans. So yeah, definitely good call on that, Paul. For whatever reasons, Derrick Henry does go bananas against the Texans. I'm very curious what his average is against the Texans. I think it's for sure over 100.
Oh, I'd take that over 100% with them. 162 yards last week. He hasn't scored a touchdown in 5 weeks.
I know he hasn't. He's ruined my parlay like 3 times. I don't want to bet on him to have a touchdown again, but like it's just so easy. Just like anytime touchdown Derrick Henry.
Yeah. That Kyron Williams, slip him in there for most weeks too. There's just a handful of these guys. Chase Brown. But yeah, he scored a touchdown in 11 straight weeks, and previous 5 weeks he hasn't had a touchdown. I bet he rectifies that this week.
Let me ask you this though. I actually like the Deontay Johnsons of the Texans. I actually think if he stays there next year, it's very, very good for him because Tank Dell's gone. I don't see Stephon coming back quickly, so I actually like this spot for him specifically with Nico Collins.
I do too. Nico plants himself in as like Deontay Johnson's been able to hold himself kind of as the team's one. Like I know he has, but he was the Steelers' one, but like he's not that traditional. Like Nico is like a bona fide one when you look at him. Oh, and you put Deontay Johnson, he just turns into a 1B, which I think that's where he could, be at his best. If you have to determine, or you want him to be as 1A, it's going to be a little harder for him. So, yeah, I think that's a great situation. Tank Dell, do we even, like, as fantasy, do we even
He's not playing next year.
Yeah.
He's not playing next year. There's no way. Torn ACL in December, he might come back for the playoffs for them next year. That's like and at that point, they have an established team, so.
And then he's going into a contract year in 2026, which absolutely wild. The prospect of Tank Dell and like the just trajectory of his career.
Yeah, what could he have been?
But yeah, I like Deontay Johnson. I think he fits well here. I don't think they're going to be getting a T. Higgins in Houston, so they're going to have to probably go for
No.
some older piece to add to it. Maybe they take a splash in the draft, but I still think this team needs other pieces. So, devoting another high draft pick to the wide receiver, I don't mind grabbing Deontay Johnson and maybe like Mike Williams just to get a little bit more depth or, something of that nature of a
Yeah.
low paid guy.
I agree.
Paul, he has multiple 200-yard, 2-touchdown games against the Texans. Paul, you a Titans fan, huh? Somebody likes it when he beats up on the Texans. Colts fans, we like that too.
Yeah,
Just don't
we
like
do.
the Titans, so if you are. Collins is playing. Henry's playing. Flowers is paying. Where's the Bateman line? Where do you find that line for Bateman?
Dude, I want to start him. I want to start him so bad, just because Lamar's just going bananas right now, and I kind of want to do like a Bateman anytime touchdown.
I'm okay with that. We'll
Yeah.
sprinkle that in a Henry. That in the Henry touchdown.
Yeah, it's tough though. I don't know if I have the stones to start him. I told you to start him last week, but I don't know if I can do it this week in the finals.
You going back last 8 games, Houston is the 5th best matchup for the fantasy wide receivers. So that looks pretty well for Zay Flowers. It's a matchup for playoff teams. I think we could see something good. I don't mind Bateman, but where's that line? Are you playing Bateman or let's say you picked up Jerome Ford? Are you playing Bateman or Jerome Ford?
I'm going to say Jerome Ford. There's more work for sure guaranteed for Ford than there is Bateman. So
Tajay Spears, if no Pollard or Bateman.
I'd say Spears. I'll give me the guaranteed workload compared to the 40-yard touchdown throw. It's just.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something a little closer to instead of boom bust. Okay, DK Metcalf or Bateman.
It's funny. I was like, I bet he's gonna say DK. I'll still say DK. I think Seattle's in a must-win game. I think, yeah, I'll say DK.
Are you playing DeAndre Hopkins or Bateman?
I probably lean Bateman.
I think so too, just because of the emergence of Hollywood, just diluting that receiver room that much. The Green Bay wide receivers, which ones are you playing over Bateman?
The Packers play who this week?
Minnesota. Great matchup for them.
Oh, that's a good game. I'd play, so it's Reed for sure, Dobbs for sure, and that's where my line is, and then in Bateman. Sorry, Watson's make the cut.
Watson and Bateman are in the same breath for me, and looks like Watson's coming back just fine from the injury, so he looks like he'll be okay. All these people talking about him being fragile. He has had no injuries this year.
I was going to ask you, Brian. It's death, taxes, and Christian Watson getting hurt in a regular season game every game.
Okay, he's barely gotten hurt this year. A lot of it's being people rolling up on him, getting nicked
Every time I watch a Packers game, he is always going to the medical tent. So that's not true.
Have you ever been to the medical tent? Do you know what it's like in there? They have snacks. They have warm towels in there. They've got cool Band-Aids with awesome designs. Okay, the medical tent is pretty cool. I bet they've got juice and stuff.
They have a doctor checking your butthole too, probably.
But who knows? I mean, OBJ was in there quite a bit. He made a living in that tent.
God damn it.
Maybe we got cool stuff happening. I don't. If you want to wait till Sunday because you've got to make that nasty pickup, I don't mind having Watson as a pivot over Bateman. But yeah, I kind of see them similar. Okay, here we go. Last one. McMillan for Tampa Bay.
Oh, I'm a McMillan guy. So
over Bateman?
McMillan. Yeah, I like
All
McMillan. Right. McMillan's for sure coming into that. They're going to leave Godwin in the dust, and McMillan's going to fill in that role.
Oh, man. Godwin needs to go back to the Buccaneers. For his career, I think that's where he needs to go. Just as far as keeping it rocking and rolling. Thursday, we've got a divisional matchup here. A night game, I know. Weird in the weekdays.
Yeah, I know. That is weird.
It's going to be the 8-7 Seahawks taking in the 4-11 Bears. 43.5 point over/under. Seattle's favored by 3.5 in this one. I mean, this was another best ball game for me. I was excited for some of these matchups for some of these players. I've got a good exposure to a lot of them. If Walker's in, he's playing. If Charbonnet's in, we're playing him, but we're just playing both.
Can I just say upset? Can I say the Bears win this game?
If you want, I've been calling the Bears to upset for 3 of the last 4 weeks, and I can't get it right.
Yeah. I'm going to say Bears upset for this game. But Bears side, I like Keenan the most out of all the wide receivers.
Yeah. 100%.
So.
He's on the hot streak. DJ Moore, we were just telling, was it Paul earlier? To drop DJ Moore. Absolutely, we're dropping him. Dude, I thought they were going to hold the spread against Detroit. I thought they were going to upset San Francisco. I don't know. I have no faith left in the Bears.
No, Seattle needs to win this game, and then Chicago's just trying to lose for a better draft pick. So I could just see the recipe of disaster happening.
Then I guess DeAndre Swift, where does he sit as far as your running backs? Is he somebody you're willing to pivot away from?
Yeah, I'd love to pivot away from him. I think there's got to be better options. And I think Jerome Ford before DeAndre Swift.
Jerome Ford, Tajay Spears, Kendre Miller?
Yes. Not Kendre Miller.
Gotcha. DeAndre Swift or Najee Harris? Or Warren?
I'd say Najee gets more points than Swift, but it's not by a lot.
Yeah, Najee's been some crap. I don't know if I want to play him in the playoffs.
Championship?
Yeah, I guess Kareem Hunt or DeAndre Swift.
I'll say Swift. I still think Pacheco's the starting back. It's so stupid.
It's so stupid. It's so.
I don't know who to start. I literally have both on my team. I'm like, dude, is it Pacheco or is it Hunt? I don't know.
And you can't play them both because you may get 7 points between the two of them.
I know, and I'm facing Mahomes, so that's the worst part about all of this. Is that I genuinely think that Kareem Hunt's the goal line back now.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. Marvin Harrison or DeAndre Swift?
DeAndre Swift.
Oh, wow, really? I felt like maybe that one might be Marv.
No.
Josh Downs or DeAndre Swift?
Swift.
Darnell Mooney or Swift?
Darnell Mooney had a really good game with Penix, so I'll say Mooney.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by that Atlanta-Washington game. I'm really hoping we're going to get some more points there. Cam's coming back at us. What you got for us? Thoughts on Nico Collins maybe not doing as well this week because Tank is out, and is Schultz worth picking up rather than Okonkwo? I think Okonkwo's got a higher ceiling than Schultz.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters for Nico. He's kind of a one of one. He's an elite talent, so I still think he's going to get his regardless. His over under is probably set at 75 yards, so. It's a tall tale sign even if he's out because Deontay Johnson's coming in. Because he knows the Ravens' offensive playbook, which is hilarious. But I'd still hold Okonkwo. I think Schultz does get more work, but I just think Okonkwo gets a bunch of checkdowns, man.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am. I think that he's just so much more athletic. The chance of him busting off a bigger play, 30, 40, 50-yard play, I think Schultz isn't doing that. He's getting 50 yards on a combination of 3 passes. He's not getting it in one play. And Nico Collins, Tank Dell's been out most of the season, hasn't he?
Yeah, Tank. Yeah, he's. Nico's missed.
Being gone.
Oh, I was like, what? I was like, wait, what?
No, you could have essentially said that Tank Dell was gone for most of the season. It's been horrendous, absolutely horrendous. So yeah, I think Nico, he may have a reserve day a little bit, but Baltimore's also a pass funnel defense. You can toss the rock on him. Better as of late, though. I will say that this defense turned themselves around. I can't find numbers on Collins yet either. Oh, it's Tuesday. They're not going to do over-unders for some of those later games. Even though that one's tomorrow. I don't know. Cam, hoping Baltimore double covers Nico. He's on an opponent's team. Hey, I've been there, man. Been there. Josh Allen, I was hoping he had a bad game this past week so I could get the past. It came to fruition.
The reason why I lost, Brian, you wish the bad juju on Josh.
That was the hard thing. I had one team with him and 2 against him. So I was like, screw it. Let's go the bad Josh Allen game, and maybe I can sneak by another one. No, I got my stuff just absolutely pushed in. So JSN, we're easy play. Keenan Allen's the easy play. It's DJ Moore and DK Metcalf is where the questions rely.
Yeah.
And of course, DK's coming off the touchdown, so you have to doubt everything.
Yeah, I still. I mean, I highly doubt like where you took DK and you're in the championship game with him. It's like him and Cooper Cup kind of a thing where it's like he's been so butt and he had that one good game. But even besides that, it was like 3 catches, 50 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, like that's okay. It's not typical like DK fashion though.
Yeah, he's only had one game. No, 3 games all season where he's had more than 4 catches.
For only 3?
Only 3 games where he has more than 4 catches. Only one of which has happened since week 4.
Yeah, JSN's elite.
Oh man, that one team, my home league, I've got JSN and DK, and I've been like yelling and screaming how I wanted to drop JSN for 8 weeks. Almost.
What's
did.
your asking price in JSN and Dynasty?
He's got to be a top 12 receiver right now, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like him, Brian Thomas Jr. Like I'm trying to think of guys
BTJ
that are,
over him.
yeah, I'm just trying to think of guys that are like in that like wheelhouse of like, do I really want to even trade him? Like it's just like one of those that are just like I kind of deem them untradeable in a sense where it's just like I need a king's ransom, and like JSN's kind of almost in that territory of like king's ransom.
Yeah, it's wild. I traded Zay Flowers straight up for JSN this summer, and I was kicking myself.
You're regretting that one.
I got JSN.
Oh, you got JSN.
Yeah, okay, I got JSN. Somebody came at me saying, "Hey, I want Zay Flowers," and I'm like, JSN. He's like, "Yeah, you can have him." I'm like,
great
okay.
Trade.
Well, it was one of those like at the time, yeah, Zay Flowers was higher, but I don't think Zay Flowers has a ceiling that's above wide receiver 13.
I agree with that.
JSN, I thought he could give you. Well, I mean, just looking at keep trade cut right now, like they've got him. So they've got Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr., JSN, Drake London, AJ Brown.
All right. So, yeah, I agree with that.
Garrett Wilson's below him, Lad McConkey, Rashee Rice, George Pickens.
Garrett Wilson, please go somewhere just like that. Just, you know what? Buffalo would be great, honestly. Buffalo would be just never gonna happen. I'm just trying to think of like teams that are just like that would like make sense. Like I know like it's in division rivals. It's like, but if like Buffalo gives you a good price, like you kind of have to do it. You're kind of resetting it.
Patriots are right there too. Another in division team that would kill.
Yeah, Drake May, him would be really good too. Like God, that sucks. They're in the division. I'm trying to think of another team.
Chargers.
Yeah, honestly, like him and Herbert would be really nice. I'm trying to think like of another team that would like pay a decent price to like have him too, like reasonable. It's like we'll give you what you're asking for. I'm trying to think. Not the AFC North, not the
NFC North,
not the Commanders.
Okay. Yeah, I could see the Commanders because I think they might be a T. Higgins finalist this offseason.
Yeah, I could see them like saying like, "Hey, let's go get Garrett Wilson, have him, Terry McLaurin, and Jaden Daniels as a trio."
And Terry's old too. Terry's going to be 29 next season, I think.
20, yeah, he's 28, 29, yeah. So it makes sense. So it's not a bad trade for him.
Even the Steelers were knocking on the door trying to get another wide receiver. They were trying to get IU.
No.
Wait, you're saying you're just threatened. You're just threatened to see Pickens have Wilson next to him because Pickens just looks good because he's playing with Calvin
Pickens
Austin.
Don't need anybody else next to him. He
doesn't, but Russ needs somebody else.
No, Russ just needs to throw him the ball and he'll get it. I promise.
Just feed him. Just give
him the ball. I'm betting the over on every single one of his props for this game because I don't care. He's so much fun to watch.
I don't care.
He's so much fun to watch. Like I'm so upset that he went to the Steelers because like as soon as he got drafted, I was just like, because me and my buddy were both like, because like he's a Packers fan and that was the year like we both like wanted wide receivers. He really wanted Pickens or just like the Packers to trade up and get a wide receiver as a good wide receiver class. And like they got Watson, he was upset. We got Alec Pierce, which I was just like, it's okay. But like the Steelers getting Pickens was just so upsetting. I was so upset. And then like when I watched him get drafted, him wearing the ski mask, I was like, I want that man on my team so badly.
Dude. Pickens.
I need to get his trading card. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it later. I'm gonna go to a trading card.
I'm gonna do it. Oh man. So yeah, are you taking JSN over AJ Brown in Dynasty?
Long haul, yeah. I mean, if I had AJ Brown, like I'd trade him for JSN, see what he can get.
That's wild. Nico Collins or JSN?
Oh, Nico. I like Nico a lot. Yeah.
There's the quarterback situation there. I know Gino. I think Gino has one more year left.
He has one more year left. Yeah.
But it's one of those years I'm pretty sure they can get out from underneath it if they really want to.
They can cut him at the end of this year if they want to.
So that's the hard part. I think we talked about the Ohio State trio. As far as Olave and Garrett Wilson, I would take JSN over both those guys at this point.
Right now, yes. Unless Garrett Wilson was somewhere really crazy.
With that pending. But at this point, technically all three of them have question marks at that position. Yeah. So it's wild. These crappy teams with these amazing wide receivers. Share them. Mr. Grapefruit, what do we have? It's pretty wild. The NFC 7 seed might have a 12-5 record. The fact that we're gonna have teams with 12 and 13 wins that won't.
Like the fact that like the Vikings and Packers won't have a home game, but like the Rams will, is like kind of wild.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay will have a home game and they could have under a 500 record.
It might be Atlanta.
Or it could be in Atlanta. They could have an under 500 record and host a home game. It's funny. It's always the NFC South that tends to do that too.
Yeah. But like honestly, though, Baker's not like. But Baker in the playoffs is fun to watch. Like he had a really good run last year.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I don't think that they don't deserve. They've had some rough goes with some injuries and stuff like that. I mean, they beat the Eagles. Case in point, this year and in the playoffs. So like I don't think that they don't deserve it, but I do think it's crappy that you can have potentially 14 win Vikings or Lions not get a home playoff game.
That Vikings Lions game is gonna be so crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what the nice thing is? Fantasy's over. Fantasy's over.
It'll just be DraftKings.
Hold your trophy under your arm or the tissues if you lost, and you just get to sit there and enjoy football. Yeah, I'm bummed for that.
I am Sacco in one of my main leagues this year. It's really unfortunate.
That's funny. It's my home league. 90% of, or like somewhere like 80-90% of the league finishes. I'm either first or last.
Yeah, it sucks. I think I'm gonna get a tattoo.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had back-to-back Sackos in my home league one time, and no, I refused to. I was like, fuck you guys. I start this league, I run it, I'm the commissioner. No,
you're the worst. I'd be bugging the crap. If I was in that league, I'd make sure your life was hell.
They do. Oh, they all do. They freaking relentless. It's funny, my little brother won it last year, and he just got Sacco this past week, so tomorrow at Christmas, it's going to be fun. And then I beat my other brother to make it into the championship, so let's get it.
See, like my brother, he's in the run. He's in the championship league that I'm in. Like we have like a rookie and vet. That's what it's called for our dynasty. And I got the number 1 overall pick. So he's like, I have the worst team in that one. And he's trying to make fun of me. And it's like, but you don't realize it. I get Genty. You don't realize that. Like I get the cream of the crop.
You get the Cowboys' new running back.
Yeah, it's hopefully or Chargers
or Vikings,
Broncos.
Send him to the Vikings, man.
No, I think honestly, like if I had to pair like Genty, like a dream scenario, I think Chargers is 1 for me.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Broncos is 2.
Yeah, but he likes to switch up his backfield, and if he starts peeling off like passes to another running back, I'm gonna go up there to Denver and I'm gonna rip Sean Payton a new one and break my foot off in his ass.
Where's like the worst possible scenario he can go? That's an actual possibility, like a legit possibility he can go to
the Cowboys.
Oh, I want to say Raiders.
I don't think that because they'd have to take him if he fell to like the top 5 in the second.
The Raiders
round.
Winning dropped them from 2 to 7, I think, in the draft position.
See, they'd have to be in the second round. They're not taking him, and that's just the Raiders. That's a Raiders franchise move right there.
If they win again, and it probably puts them in even a worse spot.
God, that's horrible. I don't know. Like put him.
The Bears, I mean, actually, it's not a terrible spot. I know they just signed Swift to a deal, but like they can get out of that deal pretty quickly.
I'm pretty sure it was a 3-year deal, but I'm pretty sure it was loose on
It
year
was like
2
only
and
1
3.
year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely like. It just doesn't excite me. The Bears have so many problems there. Like, go fix your freaking offensive line. Go fix your,
Mm-hmm.
your coaching staff. The Panthers. I mean, they just lost Jonathan Brooks.
Dude.
They need
Don't
another running
remind
back
me.
to go with
Don't remind me.
Hubbard.
That's so sad. That's so sad.
Oh man.
What a wasted pick.
The Commanders. Brian Robinson's only got 1 year left.
I like Brian Robinson though in the Commanders. I think they should get a deal done for him long term.
Yeah, I could see that. Oh man, I don't know, Genty. I really think like him and the Chargers. Where the Chargers are gonna be drafting to, like
They had to trade up. They would have to trade up to get him.
No, he didn't win the Heisman, so he's obviously not sought after. Let his ass fall to the 20s.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, he's not. Who do you think goes higher? Do you think Travis Hunter goes higher, or do you think?
Travis Hunter for sure. Travis Hunter is for sure he'll be a top 10 pick.
It's interesting. I've heard rumblings about GMs talking
He's
about.
He's more of a cornerback though. From what I think, I forgot who said it, but he asked like 13 GMs, and 12 of 13 said they would rather have him as a DB than a wide receiver. But that's interesting though for Dynasty too, because it's like a really interesting mark where it's like, where do you take him?
Or do you take him? Do you leave somebody else to play him? Do you?
You for sure take him. Yeah.
It might be a situation where I'd trade out of the pick or take somebody else or let somebody else gamble with that.
He's not a first rounder, but I'm saying he'll for sure get drafted in like a second. Like, honestly though, he's a first round pick. He's a wide receiver. He's going to for sure be taken in potentially the first round in a 12 team single quarterback league.
But I don't think I want to pay that. I don't think I want to pay that at all or even want to like humor it. I'm okay with.
He goes to the Patriots. They need a wide receiver.
Yeah, but
that's a legit play. You're going to really question it. You're going to really sit there and say like, damn, him and Drake May would be really, really nice.
But he's not playing receiver. He's playing corner.
You don't know that though.
And that's why I don't want to draft him.
They're going to come out and say they're going to do what's best for him. They're going to make sure that it pisses off everybody. They're just going to be a gray area. They're just going to say we're going to use him to where we think he's best at, and we won't know until August where he's for sure playing.
Exactly. And then Deion Sanders is going to stick his freaking nose in the whole thing and just piss me off. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm not fading him as like a talent or something. I'm saying don't draft. I just think I don't want to deal with the nonsense, like the bullshit.
Because most of my drafts start right after the draft is over. The actual NFL draft is over. So like, if you don't know then, and he went to the Patriots, there's an inkling in you like, damn. Like, and they didn't get T. Higgins. They didn't really make a bunch of moves. So now it kind of seems like the writing on the wall that he's a wide receiver. I'm telling you, I think he's going to be, at that point, he'd be a top 5 pick in Dynasty.
When there's inklings in rookie drafts, I just trade out on my picks. There was inklings on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. There were inklings on Bryce Young going over C.J. Stroud. Like, there's always those little things, and like, I'd rather just not take the risk. I'll trade out of the pick. I'll take somebody I know is going to give me some points, and you play with that pick later on. And then I'll pick JSN up after his rookie year when his value's dropped, and I can go, roll in it like a pig and shit.
Buy low, yeah.
Yeah, give me that. But it also means I don't get some players like Brian Thomas Jr. I just won't get to have him because I didn't draft him because I was nervous, and now I'm not going to buy him because I don't buy expensive shit.
Oh, I'm buying expensive shit. I am buying very, very expensive shit this offseason.
I'll buy him halfway through next season after Trevor Lawrence is skidding all over the place, and everybody's like,
"Oh, it doesn't matter if Mac Jones can make him viable. Trevor Lawrence can too. I'm not worried."
No, my fellow Brian, I'm going to reach out to him and be like, "Hey, man, can you have like a 3-game skid so I can buy you on the cheap?"
Yeah.
All right, man. We got to get out of here, folks. That's going to do it. That's going to put it to bed. Walking the Wire for 2024 is done. We're out of here. Of course, we will continue to drop information for you. Friday, look for our episode. We'll be covering all the weekend games. Make sure, you made the right decisions over Christmas. So we'll touch on it there. And then coming for you, we'll have tons of DFS coverage for the NFL playoffs throughout January. We got a fantasy award show coming at you because, everybody does that. So we've got to jump in, of course. But until then, we got to get out of here. Brendan, where can the people find you?
I'm on X at FFAM BMilk, or is it BMO fan? It's one of the other two, one way or another. And then I'm in the Fantasy Football Advice Network group page.
Damn straight, folks. That's where we're going to be. We're going to be there all off season. The content will not stop. Not here for the Fantasy Football Advice Network. So if you want to keep dabbling in football, dabbling some baseball and some basketball, come on over to the site and you can check it out more. Don't know what we're talking about? Well, here it is.
We are here. We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to FantasySportsAdvice.com